Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. I am back for another video. If you're new here, be sure to go ahead and like this video and give it a subscribe. I have two parts to my channel. I discuss my experience in foster care and adoption, as well as providing some commentary on situations going on here on YouTube. Most recently, I have been covering topics dealing with situations similar to family blogging. In today's video, I am going to be talking about a family blogging channel that did exist and one that I have already covered. It's the Stauffer family. I will go ahead and link the two videos I have already done up above. Today, this video is really going to be more focused on the background of what had been going on leading up to that and where I sit with the family now. If you're not aware, between the Stauffers, they had three channels. They had Micah Stauffer's channel, which she primarily ran, and then they had a family blogging channel, which is where they kind of exploited the adoption of their son and then their decision to give him away or dissolve that adoption. And then James Stauffer, the husband, also has his own channel called Stauffer Garage. And with this, I really wanted to get it out there. There have been two other YouTubers I have really been watching their videos pretty consistently because they are so full of information, and where I have gathered a lot of the information aside from my opinion for this video. I will link their channels below. That is Without a Crystal Ball and the Dad Challenge podcast, I believe is what it's called. Those are great YouTubers. The Dad podcast has done a couple of parodies about the situation, just to try and make it lighthearted, but also provide some different view of what is actually going on in his opinion with this family. So if you haven't seen any of those videos, which if you're clicking on this, I'm sure you have, the Stauffers had adopted a boy from China and had him in their home for 2.5 years, and then recently has dissolved that. There's speculation as far as how that transpired, but we are told that it was done through lawyers, which would be a private adoption. Aside from that, a lot of people really went after Micah, including myself, and I did kind of exclude James, and I wanted to address that here. I didn't by any means mean to exclude him and his behavior and how that situation transpired. However, I do see, looking back, that I did focus on Micah, and a lot of that was because she was the primary one providing the videos. She was the one who we were able to critique the most because she had the most content. She was the most hypocritical from the beginning and to the end. However, James does have a part in that. And what is really getting everybody frustrated who has covered this story is the things that we have been informed of and found out since the launch of that video, which they have since deleted. They had James doing his channel is a detailing channel for cars. So a lot of what this video is for is just to inform his viewership of the situation, because people who are watching car detailing videos most likely are not watching Mommy's Life in a Day. You know, like, there's not really a big correlation. I'm sure they plugged each other's channels and stuff and talked about the family, but not to the extent that would be known. So I really wanted to provide this video just to maybe get it to those viewers who are watching his channel to know what kind of behavior these two parents had done to this child. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, that's not right. Almost everybody is disgusted by their behavior. And then whenever you look into it and you see they had been planning this for a while. We don't know when their decision was to no longer care for Huxley as his parents, but we do know the date that she last posted a photo with him was earlier this year. However, in hindsight, what we have to keep in mind is that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the time frame that he was still in their home. I do want people to kind of think of that. We don't know when all of this transpired. A lot of people are criticizing them from going to Bali right after the last photo, which I agree, if that is the timeline, that is asinine. You sit in a video and you wear colors which were all white, your background was white, trying to portray innocence in the situation, and even in what you said, where you were trying to be the innocent ones, you were kind of trying to be the victims in it, in a way, if you really think about it. And it is just hard to really know the timeline, which is what's made this family to me appear even worse, in my opinion. Because if you're following the timeline of which they have done these things, they do not look any more innocent. In fact, they look like the villain, to be quite honest. In my opinion, they do. Because if you follow the timeline that they have put out for us, in February was the last picture they posted with him, the son, and then they waited a few months. Their viewers obviously were concerned and brought it to light to where they had to address it in a video. They released the video informing their viewership and everybody else of their decision, and provided a litany of hypocritical excuses, in my opinion. And then they have gone silent, in a sense, because they are going and they are copywriting bigger channels for their AdSense they're making on giving their criticism and their critique of this family, which just goes to show, I understand they have a family and that they have to provide for that family. However, they are going to every length possible to do it in a terribly disgusting way. It's as if they don't even care what these people are saying, or not even really being open to hearing other people's points of view. And I understand, or I can try to understand, how if they are suffering at all, how that would be for them to watch those. However, if you're going to be claiming the AdSense from somebody, I believe they should have to watch the video to some extent, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, so we go from that, and then a few days ago, about a week ago, James posted that he was coming back and to his Stauffer Garage page. And I believe half of us who have covered this and have been invested into this story maybe thought that that wouldn't happen. I'm sure that's naive of all of us to maybe think, but I know I assumed it would be longer. But he did. In fact, he did come out with another video and acted as if nothing was wrong. He's promoting these brushes, which from both the channels I mentioned at the beginning, Without a Crystal Ball and the Dad Challenge podcast, both had stated that the company he was using the tools for the detailing does not support him. However, they have reached out to him, the company, and trying to buy the detail products, the brushes, and he refuses to do so and is instead pushing that his viewers buy from what he bought wholesale. Which, I get it, you gotta make your money, but it just kind of speaks more to their morals and to their character, which to me just makes them even more gross, especially given the situation that all they really want to do is just make money and not even take into consideration any of the criticism or where people are coming from and why this uproar has occurred. And James, we have, through digging, people have reported that he actually, before launching the video or on the day of the video, informing everybody of their choice with their adopted son, he had changed his company, like legally, to be a company, which would not harm him as much financially. I mean, if you are a viewer of his, please just make sure that you are thinking before you spend your money. There's other places that you can get those products. There are other products that you can buy, but you really, in my opinion, should not be supporting the Stauffers. If you are longtime viewers and you want to support them, if you're just curious as far as how this ends up developing out, I would suggest continue watching commentary channels who are keeping informed, who have some inside access to, have had interviews and have access to those individuals to get updates from. Because in the long run, I believe if we continue to watch them and we continue to support them, who knows what could come. Who knows what other means they are going to do just to make money, just to, you know, have the lifestyle that they have. This family has got me. I'm trying my best to not be biased given my history, but it is hard to not be. And I think most people are like that. If you have any kind of value or you have experienced anything in relation to this story and this situation, you can't help but get aggravated. You can't help but get frustrated because you have a point of view to look at and to see it from your point of view. And nobody knows fully what was occurring in that house. Many of us have said that from the get-go. However, there's plenty of information that Micah and James included have put on the internet in the past and then has since deleted it all now that they are under fire. I mean, that's got to say something, doesn't it? Like the fact that they are trying to just brush up under the rug this huge scenario. I don't understand. I get that they need to move on. I get that they need to make money, but they need to learn a lesson, and I don't feel like they have. I know that may sound harsh, and that is my opinion, but they do need to learn something from what they have done. They need to actually look into themselves and think about what they did and what effect it has on him and what effect it will have on him long term, because I can promise you that's not where their mind is. They have shown us that, and how they have calculated all of this, how they have set all of this up, because the Stauffer Garage page, YouTube page, has more subscribers than any of their other channels. They knew that that was their soundboard. They knew that that viewership would not, most likely not, trickle into the other channels, which would mean that they are not probably privy to the situation that has so many people up in arms about. If you are a watcher of any of their channels, please just really look at the whole situation. Everybody has diehard fans. Everybody at some point can relate to them previous to this situation, and it makes it harder to think that they could do anything like this. But we really need to take a step back and look at all of the information that we have been given and really make a solid decision on if these are people you want to support, if your values truly align with theirs. Because I think if we really reflect, we would come to the conclusion that that's probably not the case with this family. Unfortunately, everything that they have done and tried to hide, and the financial gains that they are trying to make off of this story, are telling. They are very telling. So guys, I really just wanted to get this video out and try and bring attention from maybe his viewership to just be aware of what this family has done to an innocent child and what kind of things that they had stated and then came back on, and how they are using the viewers for more money to live the lifestyle that they have graciously been able to live because of that child to begin with. I know this was a more serious video. However, I felt like since I've discussed the topic previously, I really should give the rest of the information to anybody of my viewers, and just kind of let them be aware of other things that are going on in case you haven't seen the other videos. I'm sure you have, but I just wanted to do my part in providing that information out there. If you're new here, please go ahead and like and subscribe the video. If you have a differing opinion, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Maybe you can bring light to a different viewpoint than what I have, and I'll do my best to keep the comment section healthy. I know hate's probably going to come, and that's okay as long as it's not super dangerous or hurtful. I will allow a healthy discussion in the comments. But anyways, I hope you guys are going to have a good day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye!